Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the Wealth Thesis, where we decode the psychology of success to help you design a life of freedom. Today, we're not talking about earning money. Instead, we are diving deep into a topic even more crucial: how you spend your money. We live in a world where temptation is constantly surrounding us. You work hard, yet at the end of every month, you still ask yourself, where did my money go? The truth is, the biggest barrier stopping many people from achieving financial freedom isn't a low salary, but rather unsound spending habits that we sometimes fail to notice. But you don't need to worry about this issue any longer, because today's video, 10 Things Rich People Don't Waste Money On, will help you spend more wisely and reach your financial goals sooner. We want to emphasize that these 10 points don't apply to every rich or poor person. However, if you find yourself stuck in a few of these habits, changing them could be the first step on the path to prosperity. Relax, take a deep breath, and let's move on to the very first point. Number 1. Credit cards. A credit card is not inherently evil. It is a powerful financial instrument. In fact, the rich still use credit cards. They use them for cash flow management, building excellent credit history, and most importantly, to reap rewards and benefits like air miles or cashback. However, here is the core, painful difference. The rich absolutely avoid debt. They pay the entire credit card bill every month, ensuring they never pay interest. They never allow their money to lose value to banks and interest rates. Meanwhile, for many struggling individuals, the credit card becomes a deadly trap. They use credit cards for non-essential things like daily shopping, entertainment, or to buy items they desire but cannot truly afford. They start maxing out their limit as a monthly ritual. Over time, the credit card balance accumulates. The compounding interest forces them to dedicate more and more of their salary to paying monthly bills. Their cash flow is disrupted, and they are sucked into an endless spiral. Imagine this: using a credit card for luxury shopping without the money to pay it off is like digging yourself deeper into a hole. Every month, you have to work harder just to pay the interest on items purchased long ago. You are moving backward on the financial treadmill. The advice here is simple, but requires iron discipline. Only pay with the money you truly possess. Only use credit cards in case of absolute necessity and pay them off immediately. This is the only way your money works for you, rather than becoming a tool to enrich the bank. Number 2. Latest tech. We live in a culture obsessed with novelty. Every 6 months, a new phone, laptop, or TV is launched. But have you ever noticed? Many genuinely rich people don't chase these dizzying tech trends. They still use common phone models or devices released years ago, as long as they function effectively. Conversely, many poor people often buy the latest technology every year. They stand in line, they borrow money, they spend unnecessarily on new tech gadgets, often discarding old items before they are even broken. This is a matter of prioritization. If you can afford the latest iPhone, it doesn't mean you can truly afford it. Financial affordability means buying it without compromising your long-term goals and investment capacity. This waste also relates to the product lifespan. The rich take care of their possessions, using them longer, thereby saving on maintenance or replacement costs. Replacing a 5-year-old device just because you want a new one, while the old one still works, is a serious waste of valuable capital that could be used for investment or self-development. Learn to focus on function rather than status. Technology is a tool. It must serve you. Don't let it become a trap that continuously drains your wallet. Number 3, high-end property. For many people, a large, luxurious house is the ultimate symbol of success. Many are willing to take on debt and pay installments for life to own luxury real estate. Despite the horrific financial burden, they are captivated by the external glamour. However, the rich view real estate differently. They clearly distinguish between an asset and a home. They would rather buy a place that is nice enough at a reasonable price, or they buy an older house that needs fixing and invest money to renovate it. For example, they might purchase a home in a developing area at an affordable price, and then renovate it to increase its equity. This shows they focus on creating wealth through investment and value appreciation, rather than displaying wealth through a massive and luxurious mortgage. They understand that the cost of maintaining a luxury villa, high property taxes, expensive maintenance, complex security will drain cash flow and slow down their investment rate. You cannot become wealthy if your largest asset is just an expensive house that generates no income and consumes all your money. The goal is financial freedom, not an expensive house that ties you down to an unwanted job. Number 4, expensive clothes and accessories. If you look at the profiles of truly successful people, especially those in tech and investment, you will see a clear contrast. Poor people often want to look like celebrities. They are willing to save their salary or even take on debt to own that designer outfit. For them, clothes are a tool to gain the respect and status they feel they lack. Conversely, genuinely successful people don't focus on price or brand, but on comfort. They often wear simple t-shirts and jeans. Look at the style of top billionaires. Steve Jobs only wore his black Issey Miyake turtleneck and blue jeans. Mark Zuckerberg is famous for his simple gray t-shirts, and he explains that eliminating small decisions, like what to wear, helps him save mental energy to focus on more important issues. These people are successful and confident. They don't need to prove it through dazzling external attire. Their confidence comes from the value they create, not from the label on their collar. Spending money on expensive clothes is a form of conspicuous consumption aimed at impressing people you genuinely don't need to impress, or worse, impressing others who are stuck in the same financial cycle. The difference lies in priorities. The rich prioritize convenience, consistency, and mental freedom. The poor prioritize social acceptance and outward appearance. Number 5. Impulse purchases. The FOMO, fear of missing out, phenomenon and sophisticated marketing campaigns are designed not to serve your needs, but to drive impulsive purchasing behavior, spending based on emotion, not reason. This is an invisible yet extremely costly financial drain. People often fall victim to these tricks, buying things they want immediately instead of what they truly need. Let's take the example of the discount trap. You walk past a store and see a jacket labeled 50% off. It's not truly necessary, but your mind urges you, "This is a great deal. You'll regret it if you don't buy it now." Even if you saved 50%, you still spend 50% of the money on an item you didn't need at all. Impulse buying is about spending money outside your budget just for an immediate emotional rush. So how do the rich avoid impulse buying? They establish and strictly adhere to a budget. They delay instant gratification. They are aligned with long-term goals. They understand that companies are brainwashing you into thinking you need the product, even though you only want it. They have learned to clearly distinguish between essential needs and advertisement-driven wants. Try this method next time. Promise yourself that you will delay that decision for 72 hours. After 72 hours, most impulse purchases lose their appeal and you will realize you didn't truly need them. Number 6. Food waste. It may sound trivial, but food waste is a massive financial drain, especially for those with low incomes. People buy what they think they will consume, and 9 out of 10 times they are wrong. The rich generally waste less. They tend to buy less but higher quality, have clear meal plans, and often have adequate storage equipment. As a result, their food usage is controlled and rarely leads to surplus or spoilage. Those poor often have higher rates of food waste. This is often due to the habit of buying in bulk to get a better deal, but lacking good storage conditions. Overstocking, combined with cheaper food items, often having short shelf lives, leads to spoilage before use. This creates a financial paradox. They buy more to save, but end up spending more because they have to discard spoiled food. The difference lies not just in shopping, but in planning and management skills. The rich apply discipline and control to their eating habits, a skill they also use to manage larger finances. Learn to shop multiple times a month instead of just once, and only buy what you are sure you will use up during that period. Number 7. Diet fads and gimmicks. Physical health is the most important asset, but when seeking health, people often fall into the trap of quick and miraculous solutions. Let's look at the example of dependence on supplements and ready-made nutrition solutions. Those with a scarcity mindset often spend money on expensive weight loss supplements or meal replacement protein powders. They believe the key to weight loss is in a packet of powder or a pill, rather than in long-term behavioral changes. This creates a financial dependence on miracle advertised products, rather than focusing on the basic principle of consuming less energy than you burn. Conversely, the rich understand that the only way to get in shape is to take responsibility for their current condition, stop overeating, and increase exercise. Instead of spending money on these health products, the rich adjust their lifestyle, abandon unhealthy eating habits, and prioritize cooking with clean ingredients. They realize the problem lies in mindset and discipline, not in buying another product. You don't need a product, you need to work on your mindset. Number 8. Excessive beautification costs. Similar to clothes, beauty expenses become a financial burden when they exceed necessity and become a tool for seeking external validation. Those who struggle often have a tendency to overspend on non-essential beauty services, getting new hairstyles monthly, facial treatments, elaborate manicures. According to a survey by Advanced Dermatology in 2024, the average American woman spends $1,064 a year on beauty. If you have a low income, Spending such a large amount on beauty services just to impress people who are not doing any better than you is a serious waste. Conversely, many rich people maintain a simple hairstyle and unelaborate nails. They prioritize internal value and comfort. The issue is prioritization. You must sort out your life first. Then you can do whatever you want with your surplus capital. You need to focus on solving core financial problems before investing in outward glamour. Number 9. Games and in-app purchases. Entertainment is necessary, but some forms of entertainment become a double waste, wasting money and wasting the most precious resource, time. Games and in-app purchases are a prime example. 65% of Honor of Kings players spend money in the game, with an average monthly spend of $28.50. 58% of Genshin Impact players spend money in the game, with an average monthly spend of $24.70. These numbers show a sad truth. Those with tight finances are spending small but regular amounts on virtual items that have no real-world value. However, the greatest value wasted in this trivial form of entertainment is not the money, but the enormous amount of time wasted. The rich understand that time is the most precious asset. The total time you spend playing games, if invested in learning a new skill, business development, or reading, could generate passive income or move you much further along your career path. The poor seek entertainment as a form of escape from reality. The rich seek entertainment as a form of rejuvenation to continue working more effectively. Number 10. Lucky charms or spiritual items. This is the final and perhaps saddest point. The rich believe they determine their own lives. They rely on analysis, data, and reasoned action to generate results. Meanwhile, those who struggle often spend money on spiritual items, lucky charms, or fortune tellers, believing these things will bring wealth and success without effort. It is ironic that those without money spend the little they have on items supposedly intended to bring more wealth. This action is the ultimate form of avoiding responsibility. Instead of confronting harsh reality and starting to work, they look for a miracle or a mystical escape. The rich know that wealth is accumulated by those who are disciplined and persistent, willing to work towards their goals. When you focus on becoming a high-value person, e.g., opening a restaurant, making a film, designing an airplane, money is automatically attracted to you. Thank you for joining us through this video on the 10 things rich people don't waste money on. The difference in how the rich and the poor spend money is not just in the amount they have, but in their intention and plan. The rich know what they spend money on and have a specific plan for every dollar. Meanwhile, those who struggle tend to squander money without purpose, driven by instant gratification and the need for self-proof. The goal is not to try to become rich, but to become a high-value person. We hope this video will help you recognize any unsound spending habits and change them. If you truly want to change yourself, show your determination by commenting, "I will change" below. After 1 to 2 months, come back here and share your journey of change with us. Commit to your own future today. If this content has inspired you to change your habits, please hit like on this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our next inspirational contents. See you in the next video.